I'm thinking that not like it's coax, but I need an adjective, right? Maybe confuse. He doesn't necessarily seem like he couldn't be thrown off, but if I can confuse him enough.
All right. So the coax he has right now is a 1.
Do I need to roll?
Yeah. So what you'll do is you'll click on for you would be coax again here, and since you're sort of mentally going against him and not trying to like intimidate him through if you were trying to intimidate him, his fight would probably be the thing that you're going against, but you're trying to get him a little wrapped around like.
Yeah, confused. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So D6.
Yeah. So if you just click on the coax.
Oh. Wait.
We'll keep your 6, but I'll show you. But I will show you what you can do. And so this is for everybody. This is how the system works. So if you click on coax, what will pop up is it will basically tell you how many push dice that you want to use.
Okay. So, and if I want to just use one, but now you only get
for the push dice. Your adjectives on either equipment or your own adjectives are what allow you to use push dice.
Okay.
And so what you can end up doing is if you've got adjectives that fit. Now, if you use push dice, they don't go away except for the ones that you spend, and those are the ones that you haven't put into the roll. The ones that you spend to make something fleeting or like sticky or locked. If you want like an adjective to stay on somebody. Okay. Like in this case, you're looking for fleeting because it's not going to make a whole lot of sense to have something like I'm now confused forever.
Every time I see you, I'm confused.
So if you have adjectives that would affect it, you would be able to like that make sense for it. You would then be able to use each of those to put a push die in, up to how many push dice you have.
Okay. I'm not going to use any push dice for this.
So yeah, since you rolled a 6, you won't need to. When you do that, then you'll go, okay, I'll use these, and if you have some extra ones, okay, so that's going to work.
Well, I didn't roll yet. I was just asking, do I roll a d6 or?
Did you roll the d6 or did somebody else?
No, I just asked. I was looking at it. Do I click on the d6 and then I don't know if I did click on it or not.
Oh yeah, well you rolled a 6.
Oh, I did. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know where the d6 you rolled was. Oh, you probably rolled it over on the little bar on the left.
Yeah, that little bar on the left.
So what you want to do is normally is just go ahead and click on your on the character sheet on the verb.
Okay.
And it'll give you a little pop up for what you want to use. All right, so that works. Okay. He's a little confused. So he'll have a negative confused adjective on him, and which means right now that if he does something, if you have a negative adjective, you roll and you get a hurt die. And what a hurt die will do is, so if you roll your dice, or actually, how many? This won't matter because you got a 6. But how many coax do you have?
2.
So you'd end up like when you click it, it would roll 2 dice plus any push die that you added along with it because of your adjectives. And if you had a hurt dice that affected it, which is a lot of them, what will happen is that you roll the hurt dice as well, and they remove anything with the same number.
Okay.
And what you're doing is you're going for the highest. If you roll 2 of one, you get you add a 0.1 to it, which means you break a tie if against what the other person's resistance stat is, which usually just depends on what you're doing. And they can if they've got push dice that they haven't used, they can spend those or you can spend them on theirs also as well to raise up your die for that particular event. But if you can't go above what it is, you don't have to spend the dice.
Okay.
Or discharge them, rather. So, yeah, so he is a bit confused. So all 3 of you at this point, it's going to be momentary when he has a second to sort of stop and sort of do whatever, but the 2 of them look like they're coming in for some trouble. You've got him a bit confused. What do the rest of you do?
Well, I was up there at the bar with him, so what I was thinking was seeing him kind of be able to turn this situation to our advantage, just kind of press the situation with him and turn to him and say, well, let's talk this through. I mean, if you tell me what exactly you're looking for Pen for, I might be able to tell you if she's going to be able to help you with that or not. I know her really well.
Yeah, so at that point, the other guy steps in and goes, "All right, you know where she's at." And his hand goes, and it's still covered by his jacket, but you can tell it's on his gun. Now, granted, he's not in a good position to sort of pull it out. He's mostly because in here, if he pulls it out in this kind of a bar, other people will also pull theirs out.
Everybody's got guns.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that might turn bad kind of quick. And he goes, "I think the
Just
best
in
thing."
case, as sort of like an Overwatch type routine, I'm gonna palm a I can shoot whatever. I'm gonna palm a shot glass. So if little boy Blue over there decides to pull out his weapon, he's gonna get beamed in the back of the head. Kind of like I'm like holding it up to my mouth, but it's really more like cocking a hand, ready to hurl it. So basically, waiting for any sign that looks like he's going to draw or anybody's going to get violent. Someone's going to get beamed. Preferably not you guys, obviously. I'm not going to throw you.
Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Well, hopefully, I roll well enough so that I don't beam you by accident.
So if I were you, I'd start talking before we take you and your friends outside, and you have a very bad day.
My day's already been pretty bad, but I don't want to make it any worse.
Well, he's in Cayden's face on that one.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm afraid if you're going to take me anywhere, that's going to cost you.
At this point, I'll mosey up behind the two of them so that we can effectively surround them. I'm like, "Where's my drink, dude?"
Okay.
I'm looking right at Ernesto. It's like, "Ernesto, where's my drink, dude?" But in reality, while I'm looking at him, I'm actually really looking at these two knuckleheads to see how they react to the fact that a third person is now behind them.
Well, Wellesley at this point has opened up a little bit. Like while that was going on, he was able to basically take an action to shake off confusion because that's not something that's going to last too long, and it was not acted upon. So Wellesley sort of looks and goes, "How much money are you talking to let us know?"
Well, see, and I look at Marcus's character and I say, Nick, I'm sorry it's taking so long with the drink. These gentlemen had some questions, and we're just trying to figure out what's going on. We'll get our drinks back here in a second. So I'm really sorry about that.
We got to play the freaking truth or dare up here. What the hell?
It's nothing important. We will. Well, let's see. How about this? How about will you? And I look at the big guy. You guys pay for this round and the next round of our drinks, and we'll give you the information we can. Deal?
Works for me.
Kind of smiles a bit, and like the little guy, Zet looks over at Wellesley. He goes, "I could use a drink." He turns, goes, "What are they drinking?" "Yeah, here." Kind of puts down cred chip for it. He goes, "Give me a whiskey on the rocks." Looks over at the guy. He goes, "Yeah, I want a Manhattan."
That's exactly what I do. I'm just gonna snort. Like, really?
Hey, listen. You know what? I drink what the fuck I want to drink.
It's a shitty town. Why would you want to go there and drink whatever's? No, whatever. I got it.
Kind of pours the drinks, and Wellesley looks at you and is like, "Back to the table you were at." He goes, "After you."
I bluntly, and rudely reach across, grab my drink. Thanks, and go sit down.
Yep. Go back to the table. Have a seat.
They kind of pull up two chairs are on the outside of the booth that you're at. We're hoping to make sure that Penn doesn't get into any more trouble than she's in.
Oh my goodness! I hope she's okay.
Well, I must have seen her. Oh, it can't have been more than 3 days ago. She seemed just fine. What trouble could she have gotten in 3 days?
A lot can happen in 3 days, dude.
Mm.
He goes, yeah. It kind of turns back to the bartender. And goes, "They're gonna want another round relatively quick." "I don't want to get into what's going on. We just need to find your friend."
All right. So what I would like to do is, because I don't know anything about this person yet. We haven't decided much about her, but I would like to give them enough information that they could find her eventually, but that I would definitely get there first.
The roundabout way.
Yeah, like knowing
you
maybe where she likes to hang out, but not where she lives.
we'll say this: you are aware that she does. Cybernetics engineer. She does occasional sort of kind of pro bono work for, in particularly, some of the homeless and the veterans and the others with have got like some cybernetic implants who are suffering a bit because bodies have rejected them or there were some problems with them. That there is a clinic that she works at about every 6 weeks or so. You know that she did it like about 2-3 weeks ago, so she's not actually supposed to be in there for a little while. But that is a place where she can at times be found, and often she'll take like a Saturday or a Sunday weekend day, and it's one of those. Like, there's a decent chance. Who got their cybernetics spliced in by Penn?
I did.
That you probably had it done on one. Like, she's helping a bunch of people. It's like, dude, just get in line. I'll take care of you.
Okay. So I can throw that out there if you want, or you can say whichever.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would like to kind of, I don't know if this winds up going into the coax, just because it is a lie, kind of like I am aware of the fact that she's not going to be there too soon, and getting them to, I guess,
It's a little lie, a very little lie.
That's kind of lie.
I don't think in this one you'll have to roll, because I think these two, because you're telling them a truth.
Just leaving out a few things.
Yeah. You tell him, he goes, okay, we heard something about that. You call her to see if she's going to be there?
Well, I usually just meet her there, and then we, chat and catch up. We used to work together, and now I've moved into a bit of a different life path, one might say, and I have many stories to tell, and she will listen to me talk all day, but we usually try to keep our conversations to the clinic. So I would just meet her there if I were you.
Then looks over at you, Ernesto. And actually, then takes a moment, looks over at Nick. You know her too, or are you just a friend of these two?
I'm just here for the whiskey.
I know her too, and that's how I know her, is through the clinic. She did some work for me. It was very nice, and that's where I always meet her.
And
yada charity work.
Whatever. Cayden, you're the one that worked with her?
Yeah, so I was the former engineer.
Okay. And then David, you originally said you knew her through which again?
She's the one that installed my arm.
Okay.
I mean, my head jack. Sorry.
But before that, how would you know her? Because you got the loyal.
Yeah. When I was working as a courier, she and I had crossed paths a few times and hit it off. We had, the idea of the technology we both had in common that we liked and were interested in.
She goes, the files we saw said that you're a friend of hers and you used to work with her. So my guess is you have some way of contacting her that's not just stopping by a clinic once in a while when she works. So if you could give her a call, make sure when she's going to be there, we would appreciate it a great deal.
Sure. You mind if I jump over and make a call, or did I've lost my page. Hold on. Did Cayden, did you want to give a call? Either one.
Oh, I defer to
flexible.
your wisdom.
Okay. You mind if I step outside? It's kind of noisy in here, and I don't have very good reception if I'm, surrounded by all this noise.
He looks over at Zip, little one, and goes, yeah, Zip will go with you.
Cool. All right.
Zip sort of stands up and... How big? Are you a big guy, or are you...
I'm average.
Zip's kind of a shorter guy. Kind of looks up and trying to puff himself up a little bit.
Yeah, I would be the big guy.
I pat him on the shoulder and say, let's go, man. Come on.
He goes, all right. Just know. I know my shit if you try something.
I just keep walking. Whatever.
Follows.
I'm assuming there's some analog to a cigarette still.
Oh, there's cigarettes.
So I'll
You
just
don't
say
have
it's not
cyberpunk
cigarettes.
without cigarettes, because
I assumed.
vaping is
Yeah,
not cyberpunk.
No, it's got to be a
No.
cigarette. I agree. So I'll
Like,
just
Vaping is the guy who gets beat up, shot, left in the frickin' left in the alley.
Yeah, the whole like smoking ban like we've got here does not exist
does
in,
not exist.
in a cyberpunk world.
Well, I think I'll step outside and enjoy the night air and have a smoke. I'll be right back.
Wellesley just goes, I think you're going to sit here until your friend comes back.
I think he's going to do what he wants to do. Cayden's going to do what Cayden's going to do.
That has
And I
been
think
my
you and
path
I-
through this life.
You and I hold up the shot to you, my friend. Looking at Wellesley. Wellesley. He didn't actually identify himself, right?
We'll say it did at some point. Let you know.
Okay. All right, Wellesley. You, me. Come on, man. Don't leave me hanging here. I'm holding up my drink. Come on, man.
He grabs the thing and goes, I'm here on business. You're going to stay here. Zip's going to make sure that your friend calls her up. After that, once we know that, then yeah, I'll drink with you and be happy to.
All right.
Until that point, you're going to stay here in the booth.
Okay. So we're in a booth. I assume there's a table. I'll just, since there's no smoking ban, I'll just sit back in the booth then, light my cigarette, and kind of, because the big guy's staying with us, right?
Yep.
All right. So being a small person and a talker and not a fighter, I would under the table, and since if at all possible, just kind of get my concealed weapon ready, just kind of under the table, keeping myself safe. Just kind of keep it pointed at him in case anything goes wrong.
Okay. I don't know if Nick was planning on doing anything right now. Or just we want to cut to the outside.
At this point, actually, yeah, in the lower waistband area, behind the back, is where I keep my baton. It's one of those like Cobra stick type, snap out. Kind of just, quietly, behind the back, just bring it around so it's on top of my thigh, on my knee. So I got the shot glass in one hand and I got the baton in the other, ready to smack this guy if he needs to be.
Okay. Because
now he's actually threatened us. So.
Yeah, so in that we can kind of cut them to outside.
All right, now is it still cell phone technology, or are we embedded, or?
I think some people are embedded, but a lot of people are going to use cell phones.
Okay.
Partly because it's just cool to sort of have the thing.
The device, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to pull out my phone and find my contact for her and make the call.
Okay.
And I know that she's probably not going to answer because I don't talk to her that much. Usually I just leave a message.
Okay.
So that's what I'm planning on doing.
Okay. Hi, this is Penn. Leave a message. Beep.
Hey, Penn. It's Ernesto. Wanted to see when you're going to be at the clinic next. If you could give me a call. I need to make an adjustment on my surgery and was having some issues. Wondered if you could give me a call back as soon as you can. Thanks. Click. Well, she didn't answer, as you heard.
What's her number?
Well, it's in my phone. And I give him the number, but I tell him, but I changed the last digit.
Okay, he goes, wait here a sec.
Sure.
He tries to do an impression of your voice. Yeah, I'm calling for Penn. Yeah, no, Penn. Are you sure this is, what's the number you gave me?
And I say it again. And
blah,
then.
blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let me see your phone. That's not the right number.
What number did you put in?
I just told you the number you told me. Let me see it so I can make sure I got it right.
What's the last digit? I think you said it wrong.
He looks back at like the list of stuff, and it's like blah 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 8432.
No. 8433 off by one.
Let me just see it on yours. I want to make sure.
I hold it up and show him,
Okay.
and it's 3 is the last digit.
Okay, so now he has the correct number.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was calling for the cyber. Okay. Good to talk to you, Pen. All right. That's gonna help us a great deal. Let's go back in your friends. Let's get some more drinks.
Okay. So now he has her clinic number.
Okay.
Cool. Let's go back in. All right. And I tell the guys, I'm like, hey, I called the clinic and left a message, and yeah, she's not there, but yeah.
I trust these guys about as far as I can do brain surgery. So.
Wait, you say that when you get back with everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell all the guys.
He goes, clinic. Thought you were calling her per cell.
Well, that's the number I have for her. Her contact information is what I told you I have. That's how I contact her.
Which point Welsky kind of looks over and goes, I think we got better ways to send her a message if there's to give her a clinic number. Both of you two are ready to do something, you said.
Yep.
Who would like to, because at this point you see him kind of grab the edge of the table like he's going to like thrust it into you or flip it. One of the two, you can't quite tell, but both of you are ready. So you're going to be able to do something before he does.
Okay.
As he's reaching for the table, like he's gonna, rage quit.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's Teresa, was it Real Housewives of New York or whatever? One of those kind of things. As he's doing for that, I'm gonna whip it out and smack it on his whatever hand is closest to him. I'm assuming it's his left hand, close to me, and I'm gonna bring it right down there. And the intention is to not break it per se, but just make it kind of numb, just hit right in this area.
Okay. So yeah, you're trying to numb him on that one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
What you want to do is, so you've got your fight.
Okay.
So you've got 3 push dice. What adjectives do you have, and this will include with weapons that you want to use along with your with this attack?
All right. Well, in the objects, so the baton is blunt. So going for so they've got that. Yeah, and then for me, I have deadly, but that probably is overkill.
Yeah, but the thing is someone who's deadly can also fuck you up and not leave you dead.
Exactly. That's the idea. Like I said, I just want to mess him up. I don't want to mess him up permanently. Otherwise, he hasn't given me a real reason to actually snap his wrist in half. Okay. But I want to give him a stinger so he remembers not to mess with us.
Okay, so what you got? So at least with those two, what you could do is if you don't spend the push dice, you just discharge them. So essentially, It means they're in a charge. If you have the character sheet in front of you, you've got them sort of sit on the charge thing, and then you slide them over, which means you've used them. It does leave you one more, so you can actually stick it on them, which means this is a thing that'll last for a while. It's not it's not like the confused where you can kind of shake it off. It means that sucker is attached.
That's kind of what I was going for. Was that? Okay. Now I've also got intuitive and alert, but I don't know if any of those would apply.
Well, the thing is, if you want to have something that's more than fleeting, where you can take an action essentially and probably shake it off, you want to save at least one of your dice not to use them, because then you'll spend that one to stick it to him.
Okay.
Now, basically your fight against his. His fight is a 3, so that is the target number that you're trying to roll over. So when you click on your fight, it'll roll those 3 dice. It'll ask you how many push dice. So you're rolling 2 of those.
So, all right. Now, keep in mind, I'm working with a touchscreen here in the Chrome browser. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it. So when I hit fight, a whole lot of nothing is happening.
Okay. If you want, I can hit it for you. What's your fight?
2.
2. Okay, so I'll hit this. Wait, what just happened?
Oh, I got the basic die roller.
I see what it is. Are you clicking on your character sheet?
No, I clicked on the dice thing and it was popping up there.
If you open up your character sheet and click on fight.
Yeah.
So
Oh, now somebody had 4 fight.
I've got a couple. Those ones I rolled because I have the little pop up screen appeared behind it. So if on your character sheet you click,
I'm wondering if I accidentally just like haven't saved the character or something. So maybe that's what the problem is.
Those things in there will save automatically.
Yeah, I was just wondering why it wasn't. Okay, because I've got like an entry for hurt dice, but not. It looks like it feels like I'm still in like edit mode.
Should be under your subject. Go under subject, where you have your verbs, and then click
right.
the
No,
actual fight.
I see that. It's just like I said. It just feels like I wonder if that is.
Yeah, there's not really like a saved state for this. It's just kind of.
Yeah.
Any changes you make on those are.
Yeah, I was just wondering why it wasn't actually like. Maybe it's just the browser I'm using.
It might be what you're using on the screen. So I can do a thing because the push dice total was actually for me appearing underneath. Okay, so I'll make your roll for you, Ern.
Cool.
Okay, so you rolled. You have no hurt dice on there. You have a 5. Nope. He has no push dice he can use to activate any of his adjectives to essentially affect that. So you. As he was going to like grab it, and I think what he was going to try to do was basically shove it in to catch you both in the gut. And it's kind of big enough that might have hurt, but you slap him hard on like that part of the hand with it. It's crack. So you what adjective would you like to put on
him? Painful.
Okay, so I'm making a painful armed, and I'm assuming you want to make that sticky so it lasts.
Oh yeah. Okay, I want that sucker to hurt real bad.
So I will make a note and I'll put it up on the thing. So the GM's push dice right now, you'll lose one of your push dice, the one that you didn't roll that you spend to do that. Mm-hmm. I now have 1 push die. And so what happens essentially, like you put some hurting on the world, you make some permanent changes, and then the world puts some hurting on you a little bit later, and it'll do sort of a back and forth because the push dice economy.
There's that obnoxious karma thing.
Yep. So he goes, ah! And at that point, Cayden?
Yeah. So talking to these guys, the big guy, interestingly enough, seemed to be the more intelligent of the two.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not always how that works, but fair enough. All right, so little guy came in with Ernesto.
With me, yep.
Okay. If he's close enough, I'd like to turn my gun on him without putting it above the table. If he's not, I can stand up and like do the full
on the little guy.
Yeah,
it'll be hard to because he's kind of over there. Like, do you want to have it? It's on him so he's aware of it and knows there's a gun on him, or are you firing?
I was gonna just put him down.
Oh yeah, then it'll actually help bring your arm up because across the table doing the Greedo shot would not have been hard. But he's sort of over there, so
that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, trying to get like a good shot. Yeah. It's much easier to do that.
Kind of you swing it out real wide, real obvious, and just like either stuff it in his gut. Like I wasn't sure if you were trying to intimidate him or if you're just trying to blow him away. But
the way I figure is we have 2, so I can take out. I should try and take out one of them, and then ideally it's the dumb one.
Yeah, the thing with henchmen, like if they are heavies, like you can't take them out in one hit because they're sort of like players. It takes a little bit to take somebody out. Sure. Henchmen, however, can be taken out relatively fast.
Right. So what I was thinking is then, so with the gun being implanted, I'm kind of envisioning it like in the forearm area, and then it just kind of does like the extension arm thing into my hand as I like stand up. So yeah, it's just like basically stand up, point my arm, and then the gun's in my hand, and just 2-shot center mast for the small guy.
Okay, so it would be against his move, just in case he had to be fast enough to get out of the way, because he's sort of in the open. His move is a 3. I have a single push dice I might be able to use after you make your roll. Because if roll's made against you, you basically go, okay, do I have adjectives that'll work? If you don't have enough to actually make a difference, you're not going to like waste dice on that. But that's a possibility. All right, so what you want to do is roll your shoot.
Yep. So shoot, and then it gives me a little pop up for push dice.
So with the adjectives that you have, so both your personal and the ones on your weapons.
Yep.
Now, because he is if you want to put him down, permanently, you'd want to use at most one push die, so you can spend 2 to kill him. Sure. You don't need to do that to sort of have him taken out. You can spend 1 to essentially put him down.
Right.
For this one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Was I'd spend 1, and I have the logical adjective, which is basically I'm thinking I'm just kind of assessing the situation. He's the smart one, but he's the little guy that I can take down quick, and I know my skills. I can shoot, but I'm not amazing at it. So
I'll also say you're probably not the one he's paying attention to.
That's a very good point.
Because otherwise it's just you're the better target wouldn't necessarily work, but also knowing he's not looking your way.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Does make sense as far as that goes.
Mindsetting was a good choice.
All right, so just change the push dice to 1.
Yeah, so you're just using 1 and not because your gun also has its own adjective.
Yeah, it's just small.
Okay, so
and then it's implanted and silenced.
So if you want to use 2, those don't go away. That just means you get to roll them along with so you're rolling more dice. And that still leaves you 1 to use to have him essentially taken out for the scene.
Sure. So so those upgrades essentially give me more dice to roll, or
so it means you're rolling. Because what's your shoot?
The shoot is 2.
So you're rolling 2 dice. You've got right now 1 push dice you're using for the logical, which means you'll be rolling a total of 3. If you were to use the small, you'd roll 4. Now those 2 don't go away. It just means they get discharged.
Right.
Sort of after. So if they come at you, you won't have an extra one. So if you're cool with rolling just a 3 dice, you can keep another one in case you need defense.
That's what I'm thinking. So this is definitely, it's an opening attack, but there's still a big guy. So I don't want to blow him a wad right away. So we'll do the 1 push die and then hit submit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, beautiful.
All right, you have a 3.1, which actually with the one that I've got, what I can do, let me just double check one thing real quick, because it's been a little while since I've run it.
Yep.
Yeah, so in that case, you've got a 3.1, but I can go ahead and discharge his push die to make sure that's just a discharge in order to essentially make him move out of the way. So the shot's going to go wild, which in a bar like this...
it is silenced.
Yeah, well, no, but the thing is, it's silent, but when it hits somebody...
Yeah, that's true.
It tend not to be.
And I hope it's not me, since I'm in the vicinity of because I was walking in with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on! It's got to be the guy at the back of the bar who just suddenly starts bleeding out of his mouth like in Indiana Jones.
So he'll actually discharge that push die that I got from there's a GM that I got. So as he actually looks and goes back a little bit as it just goes kind of right in front of him, and he's just kind of wide eyed at that point. So before they have a chance to go, Ernesto?
Yes. As soon as I see him go back, I have on my character sheet, I have agile, and I have a move of 3. Mm-hmm. So I would like to try to knock his legs out from under him, while at the same time hitting him in the chest with my forearm to drive him to the ground.
Okay.
So that would be move or fight?
That says a fight.
Okay. All right.
Nice of him to dodge in the direction that you wanted him to go, right?
Yeah. Well, and I had another plan. I was going to try to move behind him, but then this changed everything.
His fight is a 1, so...
Okay.
So unless you roll and he's discharged the only die he's got.
I clicked fight, but nothing's happening.
Move your thing a little bit, because when I did it, the little pop-up appeared underneath the window.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
I think it appears on the center screen.
And it's one push dice.
You said you're using your agile?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
What did it come up with?
You should not have hurt dice. You have not been hurt as of yet. The nice thing is we just ignore those.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's because I use yours. I removed them. I used yours just to double check that earlier because I remember I was sitting there like I thought there was a macro I created. I forgot it was on the sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, so because like what would happen is if this was a normal attack and you actually had some hurt dice, the 5 would be eliminated, so your total would be a 4 instead of a 5.
Okay.
But
So, but I couldn't actually see the roll. I don't know what happened.
so at this point, if you want to go over to where the little chat window is, it's all the
Yeah.
way on the
Right.
left, on the
Left?
right. Well,
Yeah.
it's on the left of the right. It's the little thing. So those all appear in the chat.
Oh, okay. Because before it popped up and like I could see it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So what did I roll?
So we get to ignore the hurt dice. Your total is a 5
Okay, cool.
against his 1, which does not go well for him. So do you want to have him sort of taken down by sticking it?
Yes.
Okay, so spend one of your push dice. Will come to me.
Okay.
And what adjective do you want to put on him?
Let's see. Unconscious.
Okay. So he will be zip.
Combat ineffective.
Yeah, as he hits, and just there's a moment where he starts to get up and just does that like just flops down to the ground. And Wellesley at this point was just it kind of comes back and takes a moment, looks at the three of you, and you're like, yeah, he's the smarter one. And he just sort of takes a step backwards and goes,
And I'm gonna glare at him with the stick in my hand, and it's like one of those, clearly I've already whooped your ass already. Do you want any more? Yeah, go for it, buddy. It's like kind of like almost daring him to try something. Try to intimidate him using my my coax,
Mhm.
and with the deadly trait there, since he clearly knows that I am. And then let's see if maybe I can get him to kind of step down.
he's essentially already doing that because he's holding his hand because that thing hurts, and he's also looking at the three of you. Just took him out. You've got a because like the concealed gun, is it a gun that pops in your arm or is the gun just like here?
Yeah, it's kind of so. It's like if the gun was stored in the forearm, because it does say it's small, so I'm picturing like basically like one of those like
Derringer.
yeah.
Well,
like
my question is, does an actual like gun pop out, or is it just like you do that and then it fires from like your palm or something?
yeah, I was picturing the actual gun on kind of like
Okay.
a lever arm that kind of like went up into my hand.
Okay, so it's like a mix of like the RoboCop inside, but the taxi driver.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So there's someone he sort of looks around and sees like you've got some combat cybernetics. There's a point he kind of holds his hand up. He's still kind of holding. He goes, "If I were you, I'd tell Penn that she needs to get the fuck out of town and needs to do it fast."
Well, it would seem that you're part of the reason she needs to get out of town. If you're looking for her so hard.
He kind of looks down. He goes, and he kind of tries to grab Zip, and like just kind of grabs him, just trying to pulls him up, and Zip is just like, and he's just kind of holding him there with the other arm, and he goes, "Do you think a biker gang has anything personal against a cybernetic doc?"
Could have been hired.
Yeah.
I think times are tough, and a large group of men that are known for being violent might make good money shaking down a doctor.
Yeah, we might. But tell your friend that if we don't find her, bigger fish are going to be on their way.
We've handled ourselves before.
And he kind of starts to like just drag him out. His other arm is basically sort of dead at his side.
Yeah,
You-
you might want to have that looked at, by the way.
Do you let them go?
Go ahead.
I'll keep the gun trained to kind of follow him across to make sure he's not gonna act on the strength.
Oh yeah, I think it's clear pretty quickly. Like he's not dumb enough
Yeah.
to try to go against three people. One of which just took out his arm. The other one has a gun implant kind of thing. He doesn't know what else you have. So yeah, they're at a point. So as they kind of drag him out, the bartender kind of walks over and goes, "Well, first of all, you owe me 4 creds for a pitcher."
Fair.
And for little creds, not capital K creds. So this isn't like I could have
That's
bought a
some really
car.
expensive
Yeah.
booze,
I
man.
was just thinking. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
it's not one of those like I could have.
Who suggested this bar in the first place if it's 4 creds for crying out loud?
That'll be $17,000 for your Jack Coke.
That was a crystal.
I'm like, wait a minute, I thought we got booze, not sushi.
It's like living in New Jersey again.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, so they kind of try that. Like you sit there and you notice that there is a waitress looking pissed because she's got like just beer all over the back. And she's holding a broken pitcher in her hands.
Oh no!
Nice shot there, Tex.
And he goes, "I'm also thinking there's a lot of people are sort of looking because I'm also thinking you all might want to go somewhere else for the rest.
We're on our way out, sir.
Yep. And I'll slip the gun back kind of into the arm and pull out, I don't know, whatever is our drinks, like what our drinks would have cost, because they were, I assume, they were supposed to pay for our drinks. I don't know if they ever got there.
They put cred on the...
Okay, so whatever it was supposed to cost for our drinks, plus a little bit, I'll go ahead and put that on the bar near the very angry waitress, and just look at her in the eye and say, "I'm very sorry for your trouble, but I can't have anyone coming after my friends."
We don't particularly like when people come in here and shoot things.
Yes, well,
I just look at the bartender and go, make sure she gets her portion and a little extra for the, mess. Hey, and I grab Cayden by the scruff of the neck. Let's get out of here before he causes any more trouble. Come on. Move along.
All right. So 3 of you head out, realizing this is maybe not the best place to go for a little while.
I look at Ernesto and I'm like, did you actually leave a message for Penn?
I did.
Did you leave a real message or one for that knucklehead?
One for that knucklehead.
Okay, well, we need to get a real one to her because I have a feeling if that's just the beginning of this mess.
Yep, that was the plan. Is we're going to try to get to her before they can get to them.
yeah.
That was not how I want to spend my Tuesday. So,
Luckily, I know her a bit better than I let on, so
Let's
see
go.
how she's doing.
Yeah.
now, do we have is this public transportation? Are we walking? Are we really lame to have bicycles or segways?
I don't think any of you have bought a vehicle, so it'd either be public transportation, taking the
I
subway,
suppose we
or
could make a phone call and get a ride, but I don't know if I want to necessarily open that can of worms yet. Let's catch a bus or subway.
Yeah, we can catch the train, something, whatever.
So this is from what I was reading, you were talking about East St. Paul. So this is what, the Minneapolis, St. Paul area?
Yep.
Basically?
Yep.
Okay.
Minnesota,
Great. Listen, never
winter's
been.
coming on.
Oh, yay. Winter's coming. Great. I suppose that's our regular motto here. As long as we don't end up like the Starks, we'll be all right. Because, all the good guys got screwed. So, anyway. Yeah, let's find a way to get. I mean, I don't know where she lives. You guys do. So,
Yeah. I'll take the lead on directions.
Okay. Do you go to her place?
So assuming, because I have I haven't. What's my adjective with her?
Loyal.
Yes, loyal. So she is.
And was that the one dependent on?
I'm dependent.
Okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
both of you know where Penray's place is. You head straight there.
Yeah.
Should we make a roundabout? Maybe, or are we gonna go straight there?
I'm going to use my alert, kind of keep an eye and see make sure we're not followed.
Okay.
But I think speed is of the essence in this particular situation.
Okay.
Even if you want to call her and have her meet us at the local bar down the street or something like that, so we don't lead her directly to her place, just in case we don't see her. But I think we need to get a straight beeline, but at the same time find a way to circumvent any direct. Yes, there's their house with a big old giant road map on it.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good idea. So.
Well, like most people, she's a pretty decent apartment because she makes good money. But it's also like kind of like not in the best part of town because there's like the super rich and then there's the rest of the places.
Yeah.
Kind of like him.
Okay. Yeah. Take the subway and such. Kind of keeping an eye to make sure nobody's necessarily following you. Maybe switch cars a time or two. And you make your way to her place. When you get there, you're kind of going through the hallways and such, and there's a few people kind of poke their heads out a little bit as you're coming through, which is a little unusual. It makes a lot more sense when you see the end of the hall. Her door has been bashed in.
Oh no.
All right.
And you can see from here that someone's tossed the place.
All right, I'll
Coming out.
forward and see if I can
I'm
find
like-
her.
I'm gonna put armbar right in front of Cayden. Hang on. Let me take this. Come around the rope, and I'm gonna slice the pie. You know, kind of come out the. I don't know if you know that term, but if you come around the corner, so you kind of come wide on the door, but that way I can get whatever's beside it, just in case somebody's in there. So I'm gonna
No,
basically.
I thought you were. Did you say something?
I'm gonna like breach and clear basically the area. Make sure that there's. See if it's just an empty place or is this a
It's
in the middle of the trashing kind of thing.
No, it's pretty easy to see when you kind of get in and very quickly. The people who trashed it have gone,
Okay.
but the place itself has been tossed. Like drawers have been pulled out, things have gone through. You can see like there's a computer monitor that's broken because clearly a computer was just sort of torn out of the thing. The stuff was done. They didn't care if they knocked shit over. What looks like a boot print in the TV.
Subtle, isn't they? So
Yeah, so like they went through and the whole thing, not just like someone looking for something, but also someone wanting to essentially scare the living hell out of whoever showed up. Stuff is broken, like art on the walls has been, some of it looks like it's been stabbed with some sort of a. You've seen it before, probably. It used to be a cop.
Mhm.
There's a fairly popular sort of Wolverine style like knife thing, like claw that is pretty
So, like
popular among some of the gang signs.
like a cyberblade type thing.
Yep, that has been taken to a couple of them. You kind of recognize the two, the pattern of the two knives that went through. This place has been both gone through and then a message essentially left.
Gotcha. All right.
Just seeing him
Once you
kind
guys
of
start taking assessment of the area and see if anything other than a computer is obviously missing.
right. Well, you kind of cleared the area and looks like you're got
Any
a cold
evidence of-
situation.
Any evidence of like kidnapping or blooding? I mean, is there any kind of other than scenes of trash in the place? There's any kind of scenes of violence, like blood splatters or whatever?
Yeah, you don't see any blood splatters. Like you're fairly positive she wasn't here. Partly because the amount of stuff that's done here, like she lives alone, the amount of stuff that's done here is designed to scare the shit out of whoever comes back. If she was there, they grabbed the computer, maybe a couple things to scare her, but like this is fairly thorough. Even the bathroom mirror has been hit. So this is the mark of people who did not find who they're looking for.
Okay. Should I, guys? Do you think I should send her a message and tell her not to come to the apartment? And
I
we
was
can
going to give
meet
her a call.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to suggest we like have her meet us someplace neutral, so to speak. That's not, maybe not a regular hangout, but something nearby. Maybe even figure out what she suggests rather than us
Sure.
making it for her.
Yeah, so I'll give her a call and try to like on a cell phone and
Okay.
get more rapidly in touch with her.
Yeah, I see yours. You get like after a bit, you're like, "Hello,
Pen.
Cayden?" And she's like sort of dropping a bit, which means she's like outside the city because pretty much everywhere, or if maybe a shielded place, but those are fairly rare. Like you don't even know if those are really a thing outside of like the really big, outside of the really big arcologies. Like where you've got like a huge corporation that may have something that's shielded. If she's in one of those places, then it doesn't matter if bikers are looking for her, really.
Yeah, ain't
Yeah.
gonna find.
Yeah.
Unless you have to be standing in a meat locker somewhere, or like a freezer room. I know I used to work in a grocery store, so anytime as soon as you step like 2 feet inside, cell phone's gone because of the way the refrigeration works in the steel lined walls. So
Yeah, you sort of hear it. Cayden?
Pen, can you hear me?
Yeah, out town right now.
All right. Well, you're in trouble, dear.
I know.
You know. So are you running?
It kind of clicks off, and about 20 seconds later, you get a text. It just goes from her. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
I'm outside the city. I'm outside the city. Reception sucks here.
Well, being far away from town right now may have been a good idea. Are you safe?
There's just a moment, and then the shrug emoji appears, and she's like, "Safe isn't really possible right now, but yeah." What happened?
Tell her about the incident at the bar, about a couple guys come to look for her, and then send her a quick picture of the computer station with the smashed in monitor and I assume the tower's gone, but the monitor is kind of broken.
Yeah.
Send her a picture of that, and basically any chance they found what they were looking for.
No, I have it with me. Daedalus is. If they find out about you, you're in some deep shit.
All right. Well, I'll send to her. I'm with friends. I'll let you know if we can meet up.
She goes, I can probably try to make my way somewhere to the outskirts, but it's not real safe for me right now.
Yeah, I imagine. So I'll just send her message. Keep your eyes open. Your head. Use your head. I'll meet up with you when I can.
Okay. She also sends back, if those Daedalus guys happen to know who you, or if the people who are sent happen to know who you are, if they go to Daedalus, they're going to have your information pretty quick. It might be best if you come out here and meet me someplace.
I'll turn to Nick and Ernesto at this point and kind of bring them up to speed.
all right, well, clearly that means we're not going home tonight.
Ready for a jaunt outside the city?
Yep.
Sure, why not?
On the go pack, it's already ready to go.
All right. Well, I imagine we can public transport it to a degree, but getting outside a city means leaving those readily available forms of transportation. So,
I know someone. I can get us a ride.
all right.
Sweet.
All right. I'm like, pulling out the phone. Hi, hon.
And who is this?
What's her name? Calico. I'm just kind of like, I send the the happy smiley face emoji, kind of like a hi, which I'm sure she's going to know darn well is I need a favor, but at the same time, it's given my connection to her. It's like, hey babe, treat it almost like a hookup, but in reality, I just need her. Give me a ride.
Yeah. And then it's like, Stiletto, coming to my concert tonight?
Yeah, well, about that, you see. Well, see, I kind of have this appointment, and I kind of need to borrow some wheels. But I'll make it up, I promise, I swear. You know me, I'm good for it.
Where's this at?
I'm sorry?
Where's this at?
Oh, where my appointment? Well, that's business. I can't tell you that.
She goes, tell you what, I got some time before I have to be there. Where should I pick you up?
Where the hell are we? I kind of give her a rough, basically, yeah, we're at the corner of not quite sure and I don't know. So I kind of give her a rough, basically send her my Google like location.
Okay.
But I don't make it exactly where we are. I make it like just next to it, just in case our stuff is intercepted. So it's still like down the street. You just picking me up. I got some friends with me. You just pick me up down here.
Okay. And can we take a pause real quick to use the bathroom, grab a drink? And
Sure.
then we'll
Cool.
continue? Okay.
All right.
Just a few. And I'll be right back. And I'm back.
All right.
Yeah, Luis, I don't know if you or Laura are interested. I'm thinking about hitting karaoke either tonight or tomorrow night.
Nice.
Over.
Laura's got work tomorrow,
Okay.
but probably talk her into tomorrow night.
And while I am really far away, you really probably don't want me doing karaoke. Not a good thing.
Well, I always enjoy the experience, but you would not be an outlier in terms of that. I'm sure if you've been karaoke anywhere, that is true. But
I do kind of miss when all the theater people would take over karaoke place. Like we used to take over Office. Was it just the Office, or I think it's just the Office. Office 2 is the one that's still around. But we used to take over that, and there were some people that would kind of come and look at us and be like, "Oh shit." Well, currently the guy who's there now loves the fact I can sing.
nice.
That goes, and I've also brought like Jess came with us. It helps when you actually have singers showing up.
Yeah, that's true. It's nice to be able to sprinkle through the just drunken or otherwise just not good.
There's one dude who's not good, which I don't care about if he weren't the fact that he keeps taking songs I like to sing.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, stop taking the songs I like.
Yeah, I never hold it against anybody if they're not a
I
singer.
know, but he seems to pick them after, like, the next week. I'm like, I'll do that one again. And he's like, he's almost just changing what he does as we do new stuff. It's like, dude.
Hello?
Yeah.
You got any shows coming up?
Laura is assistant directing with Matthew, the Women of Lockerbie, which will be great. I'll be doing just like stage crew with that, just helping run the show. But no, I'm not doing too much right now.
Yeah, our New Year's Eve is decided, I guess.
I heard that tonight. Oh man, that's gonna be a time.
Be curious what the crowd is like that evening. Could be a lot of fun.
Yeah. The crowd was good at the last show. They were
That was a fun show.
Yeah.
Not the best stage
Nope.
for it, but
Well,
there's
it's a
few
shame.
people.
No, you had.
I would say there's a few people, like friends of ours, who I'm like, y'all need to get the fuck out of where I'm standing during the thing, because they did some stuff and they came and were like right there, so I'm like halfway on the steps. I'm like, I want to be able to stand on a flat surface for a while and not just be like constantly on the steps getting ready to go up. So move your ass.
Yep. Yeah. People got it eventually, but the like make a hole so people could like get to the damn stairs got a bit old.
Also a little too red for me, if you know what I mean.
Not as bad as when we did Rocky Horror. Like, Jesus Christ, I didn't think I was going to be able to make it to the stage. That was fun. There was like, people just, since I was Eddie, I just got to hang around in back of the theater for a while. Some people thought I was just, that was at the Canopy. Some people thought I was just essentially like, oh, he came up dressed as a thing. And so then when I came up, started singing, there was this like, oh, he's in the show.
That's great.
God, I've never seen an energy like that. It was amazing.
Canopy's a venue. Like that's an interesting spot.
We did stand up there for a while. It was funny because there was some people did not do as well with like the almost all college audience. I did very well with the college audience. One of our guys was like, they're a bit rough, and I got up there and killed. And so I'm just like, you gotta kind of insult them a little bit, but be like that. I'm insulting you because I'm jealous of the fact that you have hope.
It's a good angle.
Well, when we have a bunch of college students, I'll be like, we have college students, woo! I'm like, I like your energy. I don't need your hope. like you've got like the future. Like, oh, like I'm gonna conquer life. You're not. The rest of us are here to tell you we were you, and it didn't work. You know why? We're at Clark Bar on Thursday. That's how we know. And it works really well. It's a lot of fun, and then I can usually play with the audience at that point if I want to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
Coco?
Welcome back.
All right. Sorry about that.
Well, I'll make a note here. Well, the car that pulls you up is not inconspicuous. It is fairly high end. The kind of thing a local singer that's starting to make it big would have before a gig. Like, big car pulls up, not a limo, but it's one of those like, I would have a limo, but I'm one of you, the people. None of you can afford. Actually, more of you can afford a limo to rent one before you can afford what I've got. But it pulls up and the door sort of opens and she's driving. You see in the passenger seat is her bodyguard, Reggie. And she goes, hey, Nick Stiletto. And she looks, I don't think either of the rest of you have her, do you?
No.
And friends.
Well, I told you I had my friends, and I gave her a long kiss that becomes very uncomfortable to everybody around us very soon.
I'm just staring.
And there's a moment she looks at me, Reggie, can you sit in the back? Goes, yeah.
I just gotta look at Reggie like, you know what's going to happen. You might as well move now. Don't argue.
Yeah. He was. He knows his place. He just kind of and goes in the back and sits and sort of like looks at the two of you. Like, how are you two dressed? Or how are all three of you dressed?
For a casual night out.
Yeah. I was at the bar with friends. It'd be pretty normal, like casual clothing, but with a small flare. So maybe like a bright color shirt. You know, not like I'm like
small
on
flare.
Right. Well, I'm not. Yeah, a flare. I actually have a burning flare just taped to my forehead.
Yeah, the fact that it's a magnesium flare and blinds everybody around you. Minor
God,
detail.
birds!
That's why I missed the shot.
I played Alien Isolation last night for a bit, and I accidentally hit the flare. I'm like, I didn't want this. You also carry it here, so it partially blinds you. I'm like, no, you should be able to put it back here.
Yeah, you should really be able to just
Mm-hmm. No, or, stick it in your helmet or something that comes out the top.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I would say it is. I'm wearing something that I think is casual, but considering the fact that usually I have to dress to stand out in a crowd and draw the eye, I'm probably still a little more dressed than others might be.
In other words, you're a toned down Kardashian. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, probably. But I'm not rich, so I'm making it work with what I have.
So what you're saying is you you shop at Palesi or Palesi.
Make it work.
No, anyway, so I kind of have. I hate to say it, but I look kind of like a thug. But like dark colored clothes, kind of toned down, kind of like hang around. I jacket of sorts so I can conceal my pistol, and I mean I look like an undercover cop basically.
Yep. Pair of darker colored pants. Long sleeve shirt with a light jacket.
Okay. Yeah, it sort of looks over at this motley assembled crew and is just like, all right. So then she just sort of looks back and goes, "Where are we going?" I'm Calico, by the way. You probably heard of me.
Calico. I have actually.
Sorry, guys, I forgot to mention. Didn't mean to not introduce you.
How could you not tell us that your friend, the one being so generous with us by giving us a time and a ride in our hour of need, was the Calico? It's a pleasure to meet you, dear.
Kind of smiles, like flips her glasses, sort of back down and goes, "All right."
I just kind of like. That way.
Well, so the conversation with Penn was, she's probably a bit vague about it. So
she said outskirts of town. So
have you sent something to her to see about where to meet?
Yeah, I'll send her another message and just get.
We got a ride. Where are we going?
Yeah, get a destination like a side of town, if nothing else.
So there is a sort of faux English tavern called the Winford Arms that is sort of near the outskirts. It's in an area that used to be sort of industrial. A lot of that has gone away, at least in that part of it, and it's some small towns in that area. It sort of as those kind of areas start to drift into big stretches of not a whole lot, like kind of around here. I'm assuming the Minneapolis area, once you get out of the core hubs, turns sort of like a lot of Illinois, and those areas where it's like, here's a whole bunch of nothing for a while.
It does. It's like Lakeland.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like outside of Los Angeles?
Yeah.
It's almost any big city turns into a whole lot of nothing.
So, okay, this is one of the things we'll see if what's your hack?
Which one?
Cayden?
3.
3. So, how many push dice do you have left?
I used 1, so I assume 2.
Okay, right now, like part of it is to see if you notice someone trying to hack you.
Sure.
But do you have anything that could allow you to any adjectives that you have that let you use those 2 push dice, discharge them to meet the... Oh, they got a 5.1. You actually wouldn't because they've got two 5s?
Yeah, I see that.
Okay, so you are going to have... give yourself 1 more push dice.
Okay, so I'm back to 3.
Yeah, you're not gonna realize it at first.
Sure.
But go ahead and you have a sticky hacked. So if you under your adjectives, if you want to put hacked and put 1, just click one of on there. It just means it's sticky. You will not discover it until something happens that really sort of shows you.
Okay.
It's discovered. All right, so kind of drive a little bit way out there, and Calico's like, I used to play at this place. It was, oh my god, this guy that came through all the time would just sort of, it was creepy as shit. And it's heading your way through, and you reach the Winford Arms, and it is one of those places where it's actually fairly well kept up. It's got like a decent kitchen. Here in this sort of smallish town on the outskirts that it's a part of, it's sort of a central hub of sorts. And you head in, and Ray's not there yet. But Calico also drives like a bat out of hell. Calico's like, this place is... They don't make places like this in town.
Yeah, thank God. Anyway, I basically give her a long, lingering kiss, grope or two, and while we're at it, it's like, hon, this is not the place for you. Skedaddle.
All right.
Besides, you're gonna be late for sound check. Go.
I'll be there. So tell you what, I'll call you tomorrow.
Works for me.
All right. Let's go. And then, like, Reggie just sort of kind of gives you a bit of a look as he sort of slides back into the passenger seat.
I give him the smiley, sort of arrogant, don't hate, don't hate the player, hate the game, kind of
You
thing.
kind of know he's not jealous. He just thinks that, like, you are not the kind of person that she should be with.
And the look I'm giving you back is basically, yeah, hell yeah, you're damn right I am. I know I'm a bad influence, and I don't care.
Sometimes I want to take a ride on the wild side.
Don't you wish you were me, basically?
So you for terribly long, you're sitting there, like the door opens up, and Penn comes in, and is sort of like looking, like she hasn't quite even closed the door yet, and she's sort of looking, and then sees you, and like you see, like immediately a little bit of tension sort of like flies out of her as she sort of rushes over, and she's got like a thing sort of way down, and then just goes, over her head. So she's got like a hoodie up, got a hat on. She's trying to hide herself. She sits so that she's not particularly visible. Like they're just gonna see like a fairly slender woman, like kind of hunched over on the thing and not get your face and such. Sits down and goes, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I mean, God, I should have known.
Well, even the smartest of us get caught up every once in a while. Just tell me what's happening.
Daedalus is doing some... They've been doing some human experimentation, which they're not allowed to do legally, and...
Not that they care.
She was a nice girl. I mean, she's a kid. And they had her interface with all of these different machines. I mean, what they're doing, in some respects, it's incredible, but it's also... It's killing her. It's killed a bunch of them so far. They're basically interfacing the nervous system in a way that we've never seen before, with multiple drones, multiple vehicles. The problem is they haven't figured out how not to basically burn out the brain when this happens, and so I stole this girl out of Daedalus, and I took this experimental vehicle, and I don't know what to do now, because I couldn't let them do that to her.
Where do you have her?
Well, right now we're about 2 miles away. I parked the vehicle that we've got. I mean, where she's in there, I mean, trust me, nobody's going to get in there, but it's in a neighborhood where nobody really goes. It's in the back behind just a bunch of, essentially like a old gravel pit.
But you're mobile. You have a vehicle.
Yeah, the vehicle we have is called a Tanzer. It's essentially, it's a product of Daedalus designed to be this sort of all-terrain, armored, like heavily linked. It's essentially designed for politicians and the very rich to travel in.
And is she well off enough to just have one of those, or would that kind of ping me as strange?
Well, if they see her, it's going to be a problem, but you can't see whoever's in there. I'm hoping we kind of put it back in a place. I don't think a lot of people will see it, but I couldn't exactly drive it here because people are certainly going to notice.
No, of course, yes.
We ripped out the tracking devices.
While they're talking, I'm playing like watchdog, just kind of keep an eye on the doors, the windows, anything. Like at this point, when she said I took her, it's like radar up big time. And my intuitive and alert are, pegged on the oh shit-o-meter.
Right.
I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. SWAT team coming in through the windows, kicking in the door. That's what I'm waiting for.
And we both have a technical background. Pen, I've been talking to you on your cell phone. Have you checked to make sure it's secure first?
Absolutely secure. She goes, are you kidding? You think I didn't just... This wasn't spur of the moment. I'm not stupid.
Well,
I
it
knew that I
sounded
had
a
to
little
take
spur
care
of the
of
moment.
this.
It sounded a little spur of the moment there.
I've been watching them do this to her forever. I couldn't sit there and just... I mean, yeah, I didn't know what to do with everybody else. I was hoping they'd come after us or we could flee someplace. But, like, no, my phone's perfectly... And then you hear, like... the sound of bikes. This is not
My
a
weapon's
place...
drawn.
This is not a place where bikers tend to go.
At this point, my gun is out, but like underneath my other hand, kind of like, and down below the table, my weapon is ready to go.
Okay. So, not being a fighter and seeing how it didn't go well for me last time, I'm gonna see if I can get Pen real quick and say, I think someone's looking for you here too, and then try and like duck her towards the back.
She goes, did you check your phone?
Of course I checked my phone.
Did
And
they
then
identify you?
so I'm gonna play. Of course I checked my phone. We used to work. Of course I'm safe. And then kind of like, if I can take a quick moment, actually check my phone to make sure.
I'll see like, and like it'll take you like a little bit of time to get. Be like, oh shit, like someone's hacked into your system.
Okay, so it probably takes less time to notice that I'm hacked than it would take to do anything about that, I imagine.
Yeah, like it's the point where if you got like 5 minutes to yourself, you can probably get rid of it. But right now, you're just like I put it.
Shit. So
and he's starting to wheel, kind of like are you trying to like get her out the back door, basically?
Yeah, I was gonna try and like move her out of the main area of the bar.
Okay, and as you get up, I'm like, Ernesto, take the point. Make sure the area's clear. I'll cover the back. As we get up and like slowly walk out. Remember the way Captain America looks in Winter Soldier when he's got the hat on and that kind of thing. It's like ball cap on as we're leaving up, and the gun just kind of like just inside. Instantly, it could be out if it needs to be. As I'm like walking as slowly out the back door, playing rear guard because the motorcycles are coming in, right?
Yeah, you kind of hear them hitting. There's a point where you hear them kind of towards the front, and again, like motorcycles might come here, but they're gonna be like the kind of motorcycles,
rice rockets, not dirt bikes or Harleys. I mean,
so you hear two up front, and as you quickly as you're sort of heading towards the back, you hear two coming towards the back, and then like the wheels on gravel.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever they did, they split up.
Right.
Shit.
And there's like a doorway that they use to go out to take out trash and stuff.
Yeah.
I look at you guys. Fine, get to that vehicle, get in it. If it's armored, we can use it.
The vehicle's far away.
Yeah, it's.
No, I mean it's like if it's Ernesto, find me a vehicle.
All right. I'm gonna hit the back door and just stand in the doorway, like kind of a little bit back when the door opens, and get a look of what's out there. And do I see the motorcycles?
Yeah, make a prowl basically to see if you can do it without them noticing.
Okay.
Go a prowl against 2 or 3 rather is the target number. And I only have 1 push die I would be able to spend, so.
Now, when you say 3 is the target number,
3 is essentially the detect that the one that's out there has. So, like,
but I mean, he's trying to get more. I'm just so I understand the system. So when he rolls the dice, he's trying to get as many more than 3, or 3 or higher.
Yeah. So basically, it's like so he just you just rolled. He rolled. There's 2 6s, so he's got a 6.1. So it's not like number of successes; it's just highest die.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
particularly when you get hurt die, that starts making a big difference.
Right.
Now the detect that the person that he'd be going up against here is a 3, which means I've only got one push die that he might be able to use one of his adjectives if one worked on it. So the most I could bring him up to for his defense essentially against that is a 4, which wouldn't work because he's got a 6.1. So it's always yours. You're going against their stat, and then if they've got push dice that are still that have not been used. So like earlier on when you use like someone used like one push die, they used one to sticky somebody, and they had like one left over. If someone had done something, they could have used that one to pop in there as like a bit of extra defense. So like the push die economy becomes really important in affecting things. So yeah, as you kind of look at, you see there's 2 people come, one of which you can kind of tell immediately because she's got like leathers on, and they kind of come down to like roughly here, and then you can see like she's not even trying to hide the fact that she's got some pretty nasty blades that are in the arm. She looks relatively badass. The other guy next to her is this smaller kind of twitchier guy. And like the way he's sort of moving and sort of looking around, you're thinking he's a little bit enhanced. At the very least, you're not quite sure what it is. But this guy, as he sort of comes out, doesn't look like he's maybe much of a fighter, but he's immediately pulled like a stinger pistol out.
Okay. Since I'm still back in the doorway, I look around. Are there any garbage bags?
Sure.
Like bags of garbage. Okay, I'm gonna grab a couple and walk out and start heading toward the dumpster, like I'm taking out the trash.
So great. You just gotta like, boom into the kitchen. So you just go, boom into the kitchen, grab them out, and the chef's like, "Hey, what?" Because that's never happened before.
Someone ever helps us.
I'm just gonna whistle and head toward the dumpster.
Okay. So as you kind of go out, both of them are sitting there. And the little guy, like, immediately sort of has a gun up, and then you see like the blades sort of come out, and she's like, "Now remind me how you were dressed again. Were you dressed like you could be working?"
Yeah, just like black pants and a casual shirt with a jacket.
Well, that's right. Yeah, he goes. She just kind of looks at you.
I like go to put the garbage bag in the dumpster, and I'm like, "You guys can't come in the back. You got to go in the front."
And she's got the blades up.
And I'm like, "Those are nice knives, but you have to go in the front. We don't let anybody in the back. This is, it's an establishment."
She goes, "Sibo, kill him."
All right.
Wow. She's rude. Shoot the help. Nice.
Okay, so I'm going to use my move to try to counter, and I'm as I threw the one bag in the trash, the other bag I'm going to throw, and I'm going to try to roll behind the dumpster.
Okay.
That's my plan, and hopefully make it.
So it sounds like if you want to try to act before, because you were going out like ready for something. He kind of got the gun. So are you trying to like throw him off balance with the?
Yeah, just trying to get it in so that there's something between us he can't see what I'm doing. Okay. So it's kind of like just heaving it at him, and then rolling.
Okay, so it sounds like kind of either an off balance or like covered in gook, like.
Yeah.
So basically, something that ends up in there. If that gets in your eyes, you're in some trouble.
Yeah. Okay. No thanks.
That would be move.
Kitchen garbage is nasty.
Yeah, it'll move here, and it'll also be against his move, which is a 1.
Okay.
So this is probably not going to go well for poor Sibo.
Okay. Now, I keep throwing the hurt dice in there. How can I eliminate that?
Oh, if you just go down, like you should, like there's a hurt dice thing at the bottom of your thing. Just
is that on your character?
Yeah. Because hurt dice are if you get like the when he had the bruised arm, he would have had one hurt dice if he had tried to do something to you, which would have then removed dice that rolled the same thing. So right now you have 0 hurt dice.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Just wanted to make sure I was doing this right. All right. So what did I did?
Heaven forbid you've got 10. Since they.
Oh jeez.
Oh, that was good.
The 5 though.
Yeah, 5.
All that matters is what's the highest die highest one you roll.
Okay.
And if you get more than 1, you add a 0.1, so you beat ties.
Oh, I see. That's what the point went. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because they're not rolling against you. It's just theirs. I could use a push die, but I get like 2 is not going to do anything. So as it kind of flies over and hits him, I'll make a note. Sibo, did you want to have him? What adjective did you want to put on him? Well, actually, do you want him? So you have some push dice you've not spent.
Blinded.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Do you want to make it like sticky, or do you want to make it permanent, or do you want it fleeting?
Let's do it sticky.
Okay, so spend one of your push dice will come to me.
Okay.
Which means the way he got hit, it's like maybe like coffee grinds go into the eye. So that's not just a wipe shit out of your eye and you're okay. That is like you've got to like get under some water. Like he is
hot sauce in the eyes as the bag bursts on his face.
So one of your push dice goes away. It comes to me.
Okay.
Okay. So when that happens, the other one, she's got reflex stimulators. Kind of very clearly, and when she moves very, very fast. What's your move?
My move is 3.
Okay, so what I'll just use one push dice with her, so I'll keep one available.
Okay.
Okay, so in that case, I've got a 5. How much push dice do you have?
You got 1, right?
I think I've got 1 left. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, probably 1. Because if you had 2 left, because you didn't use any in your last one, you would be able to meet that 5. But since you can't, as she comes in, and she kind of catches you across the side, I'm gonna spend. I use 1 push dice, which means I have 1 push die I've not used, so I can actually spend that to sticky you. So I'm going to. If you want to give yourself a slashed ribs.
And where do I put that?
So if you want to put it under adjectives, maybe on the right hand side.
Bloodied.
So the right hand side is generally for the negative, so that will end up giving you a hurt die. So slashed ribs, and it's sticky, so it's 1, but you also get a push die back.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, she hits.
All right. Then I am. I'm assuming I need to do something.
Well, I would say that the 2 of you probably also hear something going on, because you definitely hear the trash bag hitting and being thrown, and then maybe a cry. Yeah. What do you 2 do?
Well, I'm still waiting for the goon squad to come in the front, because I figure it's not just going to be the back door. Okay. So I'm at this point. When we go to the back room, is there like a hallway type thing? You said
there's usually like a little hallway that'll lead out from the thing. So you can go.
If this is the wall, this is me like right next to it, so I can peek around, and I've got cover. Yeah, given that earlier so far, I've decided that I was left-handed. I don't know where that came from, but all of a sudden, so I'm like,
kind of big dude. This big dude also comes in along with. He's not as big as Welksley, who also comes in with him. And Welksley's still like.
Welksley's there.
He is, but his arm is still sort of at his side. He still has. He still has that really kind of painful arm. Like you hit him hard with it. But the 2 of them sort of come in and are sort of looking around as they go in. Luis.
He's got like an ace bandage on his wrist.
Yeah, well, he's probably like a really kind of quickly put together. But you notice he's kind of got it to his side. Looks like he's got his hand in his other hand in his pocket, which is his offhand. It won't help too much. So, Cayden, this is where are you and Penn at?
Yeah, so we would have been kind of just like, because we were sitting talking.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to try and hide her. Like, get her into
a kitchen?
Like a kitchen or a fridge or just like somewhere that I can kind of...
Don't put her in a fridge.
She'll survive in the fridge.
I don't think it's a good idea.
She'll be fine.
Throw...
Yeah.
Well, but the good thing is the doors are probably bulletproof.
That's what I was thinking. Like make thicker doors, and then just somewhere I could secure her.
Okay.
And then like.
Do you take her like the walk-in cooler?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a moment you just kind of go boom straight in, and there's one of the some of the cooks like, hey, what are you doing?
Gun. Out.
Oh. Yeah. So as that happens, then you hear like they Do you stop them running past you into the restaurant?
I just need him out of the fridge because I need
Okay.
this to be just her.
Yeah, he sort of heads back and you sort of put her in the fridge.
Yep, and then just turn to her and say, "Oh, jeez." Because if there's like 8 of them, we can't get the 3 of us can't. Oh man.
But a little intimidation goes a long way. My
True.
hope, anyway.
True. All right, so I'm just gonna turn to her and give her. So I have a stealth suit that I wasn't intending to be wearing. I don't know if that is literally just like clothing or if it's like a more involved thing.
The stealth suit usually be like a thing you'd see in like a Metal Gear Solid thing, or where like you put it on, but you have it with you, but you're not wearing it.
Yeah, I have it with me, but I wasn't planning on wearing it because I was just going out to drinks with my friends. So I'm not that paranoid. So yeah, I was gonna give it to her and just say, "I'll do what I can to keep them occupied. You need to get out of here."
Yeah. The thing is, so at this point, like, and she kind of nods as she takes it, and you shut her into the thing for a bit while you're gonna head back out.
Yeah, so the idea was more just to kind of get her out of the main area.
Nick, at which point, Nick, you hear you hear something you certainly didn't want to hear because it's gonna make everyone know shit. He's got a gun and a hostage. He's got a gun. And so
I just kind of like, oh god. At that point, I come still from behind cover, kind of like aiming at the 2 knuckleheads at the door, and I look at Welksley and I went, Welksley, you made the wrong choice. I think it's time for you to turn around, walk the fuck back out this door, get on your little rice rockets, and head for home. Because otherwise, it's going to be a permanent Betty by time.
Okay, sounds like you're trying to intimidate them.
Oh hell yeah!
Okay,
with the barrel of my Barker pointing right at them.
Okay, so you're going up against a 3 fight.
Okay.
On this, and then this would be sort of to put an intimidation on both of them.
Right, and I've got
makes sense.
Now in terms of, oops, come on, little window. Oi. Oh, I know that's the problem. I'm going the wrong direction. Okay. I've got deadly, and my cokes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if that's anything else in here.
I mean, the gun. How many push dice do you have?
I should have 2 at this point.
Okay, so honestly, like a sticky here, it would require them to take like an action to get rid of it. So
because the Barker is got loud and powerful as adjectives, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And since I'm from behind cover, I don't know if that adds anything, but
it won't matter here. But the thing is, like what you could do is if you sticky both of them. Like if you use both of your push dice, and again, they won't go away; they just get discharged. Sticky is enough probably to like they have to take an action to essentially shake it off. And with the way things are going, they're not going to have a moment probably to do that. So sticky actually works for intimidation pretty well, or not sticky, fleeting.
And the adjective that I want to go for them is oh god, what's the word? Frozen, like kind of like how some people just get that oh shit, totally frozen. I don't know what to do. My brain has just left me for the moment. I barely know how to breathe. That kind of terrified, I think, is the word I'm looking for.
All right. Okay, so you're going against a 3 fight here, which would be against theirs to do it. So if you want to go ahead and make your roll. You're using both your push dice?
Yeah, because every time I tap on cokes, all it does is give me more points, which is nice, but it's not.
Are you tapping on? Oh, because you're probably also hitting. Because it's just there's one in the words. How many do you have in it?
2.
2. Okay, I'll go ahead and make the roll for you with 2 push dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I gotta make it sticky for each of those guys, right?
Well, no. If you. The push dice that you use on the roll are not the ones you can spend.
Right.
But the thing is, fleeting. I mean, the thing is, when I said sticky earlier, I meant fleeting. Fleeting will work because fleeting is there until they take an action to get rid of it.
Oh, right, got it.
Yeah, like for them to be like kind of frozen, it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't even be afraid of me for the entire story. I'm going to be nice, but I don't really.
Yeah, so in this case, that definitely will beat what they can do. So I'll put frozen, fleeting, and now poor Welksley has got both painful arm and frozen. Oh,
Woohoo!
dope. I accidentally went out of it. Let me get back in. So yeah, the two of them kind of freeze for a second as people start to scream and like are running around them, sort of out of the way. So at the very least, like the nice thing is, right now you've got yourself a little bit of time, which takes us back to the back of it, and poor Ernesto.
Are you coming for me? Talk to Henry. Anyway, sorry about that.
So Ernesto.
All right, so I've got a chance.
Yeah, well, so while this is going on, we can go back to sort of Ernesto. Ernesto,
Yeah, I
you've
was
been
saying step to the other guy.
slashed.
Yeah, I got slashed.
What do you
Okay.
do?
All right. Well, I'm gonna cry out. Ouch. And then I guess I'm going to fight. I pull my pistol,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to try to shoot her in the face.
All right. So that'll be against her move,
Shoot.
which is a 3. So you're shooting
Okay.
against her move.
Yep. I think I have a 1 shoot. I don't think I think I just have 1.
Okay. And then
think.
how many push dice do you want to use?
Well, let me check how many I have left. I don't know. I have 1 or 2. I think I have 1.
I just gave you one. So I would make sure you write that somewhere, because you used to be able to actually just put a thing in the character sheet, but it looks like at some point that got broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing there. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
it used to be like you could just click on it and it would go up.
Yeah, now
I'm
they're
gonna
just
put.
they're beautiful decorations, but there's no box there.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to use 2. I'll use the one you gave me and the one I had left.
Mhm.
So I'm going to use 2. So hold on, let me get back over here. 2. All right, there we go. Looks like I rolled a 4.
And a 6 and a 1.
Oh yeah, but do me a favor. Roll one more time. We're gonna ignore because you got a 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore the rest of them, but you do roll one more time. But you actually should have 1 hurt die on there. So if you want to add 1 hurt die, because that's for the slash.
Okay.
Rolls. So basically, just don't roll a 6 on your hurt die, and you're fine.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what you click. We're only looking at the hurt die.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Back to my character sheet, and then
It's
put one hurt die,
Yeah, just one.
and then put my 2 dice, my 2 push. I'm re-rolling.
It does. None of the rest of it matters. We're only looking at the hurt dice. So it's just you should have the 1 hurt die from your slashed ribs.
Yes.
Because it's going to affect you being able to do this.
Okay. What happened? Did it go away again? Shoot. Didn't I just roll? Didn't it work?
It still wasn't hers dice.
It did. It did
Oh,
roll. I just didn't see any hurt die either.
Yeah, you didn't add hurt dice to your character.
What? Thought I did. Hang on. Sorry. I did. I had one hurt die. It says in the little bottom, right? Right below treat.
Oh, here. Let me. Oh nope, that's wrong character.
Does that work?
Oh, there it is.
Yep. Oh shit. Yeah, you got the 6.
Yeah, just you said don't roll a 6. Well, guess what he did?
I knew exactly that's what was going to happen if you told me not to.
Yep. Yeah. So as it goes to fire, because she still has like the enhanced reflexes.
Yeah.
She sort of hits back and then slices up towards your face.
Okay.
Ouch.
What's your move?
I'm going to use my agility and try to pull the baton.
Just what's your move? Because she's attacking you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to dodge.
Okay, but what's your move score? 'Cause that's her target number.
Oh, what's my move score? I have a 3.
Okay, 3. So I've only got 1 push die. So the thing is, the most she can put on you right now is a fleeting. Because I'm gonna use 1 push die against the thing. So she's got a 6, which your push dice, because like you just used 1 push die or 2 push dice before. So I think you have 0 until you can refresh it when you return. So it's higher. I'm gonna go bleeding in the eyes, like you've been cut here, so it's kind of like bleeding down into the eyes. It's sticky. That's one of those things that you have a minute or so to just sort of take care of it. It'll be gone, but it'll give you like until that's taken care of, you'll have or not sticky. It's fleeting. You'll have a hurt die until you have like an action to essentially stop that from bleeding into your eyes.
Okay.
So the metagaming thing is right now it's very hard for them to do anything to all of y'all.
Yeah.
So because if you guys have got the push dice, you're in some better shape. So let's go back to Cayden.
Yeah, so I heard the guy I just scared the shit out of start a commotion, I imagine.
And you heard a gunshot out back.
And I heard a gunshot out back. So
What?
I'm gonna how many people were in the bar, like patron and
there's probably about 20, 25 people.
Originally supposed to be for me.
Like right now people are running in different directions.
All right, so this will be fun. All right, so what I'd like to do is walk into the main part of the bar and play up basically add to the commotion, and because I want my friend to escape, and commotion is great for that. And so maybe she could get out in the crowd. So I'm gonna just run into the main room and just into the main bar. Just you already killed the cook. Get out! And start running towards the back door.
Okay, so you basically run towards the back door. So is this going on, Nick?
I'm debating.
Is there? So I don't know if it's just a little. Can I like coax the crowd to kind of like get them?
We'll just say at this point, that's not going to be hard. People are already sort of panicking. One thing it does, it can get you towards the back door.
Especially now there's been a gunshot out back. I don't think that's good. I don't think there's much more we can do.
It'll get you towards the back door in a group of people where, for example, the one fighting David's character is probably not going to see you or notice you.
Gotcha. Yep. All right. That's what I was going for. Thanks.
Okay. See, I'm so stupid. If I was smart, I would have like played it off like, oh, okay, I'll be quiet, and then like ran a little bit, and then came up behind and shot him in the head.
It's a lovely hindsight.
I'm not very smart.
Hindsight.
2020.
Remember, this is the Miller's Crossing sort of like get your nose broken.
Yeah.
Yep. Learn from your mistakes.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is kind of this is like I was thinking more like the audience is yelling. Well, you know what? He would have been much better off if he had just simply said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Why didn't you
and like I don't know, ended up taking cover rather than trying to be Mr. Bossy Boss over there.
You did seem weirdly okay with like a dude with a gun out and a woman who's like cyber blades are very obvious.
Yeah. Well, I was trying something. Didn't work.
It was an idea, guys. That's all I'm saying.
So I'm debating: should I drop one of these dudes, or or should I just kind of like stay where I'm at and make sure they don't move anymore? So I'm going to take aim. I don't know if aiming is going to do me any good, but the idea is I'm kind of like I know they're going to shake off their fear, but I'm taking aim, so it's pretty damn obvious that I'm aiming for the guy, not Wellesley. He knows I can shoot him. It's not a problem. Because I think I already put a little fear into him.
I just let you know, from a more of a metagame aspect, your character kind of realizes this too. The other guy is would be considered a heavy. It's one of the ones that's a little harder to put down. It would be easier to put down Wellesley, but also again hitting a heavy and doing some damage is not a bad thing either.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't so much that as I was thinking. It was kind of like my thought was maybe if I take an extra beat to aim, so to speak, that I might get a better shot. Again, metagaming here. And yeah, he's definitely a heavy, but the point is to maybe get a little extra, maybe an extra die or something like that out of, like an extra adjective as he is now covered, so to speak.
It won't be an extra die, but he's got the like. The way this one works is part of it to keep it kind of going. It doesn't work those things into it because that's part of the noir aspect is the push die system.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So all right. So I used push dice last time. Those were just to scare them. Are those refilled now? Or
Yeah, basically at the beginning of your turn they recharge. They don't. If you gave one up, which you didn't, because both of these are fleeting. If
right?
you give one up, they come to me. But then as I use them on you, they go back to you. So
Gotcha.
yeah, they at the beginning of your turn they refresh. So you can
So I
use
should
them
have
to
3 at
defend.
this point.
Yeah, you can use them to
Okay.
defend during your turn if you haven't used them.
Okay. So then I'm going to use. Well, I'm definitely going to use one since I'm planning to put a bullet in this guy's head, or neck, or any other part of his body that seems to fit. What is this guy? I mean, is he huge? Like, I mean, because Wellesley was big. Is this guy bigger than that, dude?
This guy, he's a kind of a bigger guy, but he also looks like someone who's seen more kind of rough and tumble.
Okay.
He's got some cyber eyes in him, and this is clearly like the leader.
Okay. Yeah.
Like
Then
he's-
does he seem to have any? Actually, the thing I want to do, I want to use intuitive and alert. I want to see if this guy has any like obvious dermal enhancement in terms of like maybe body armor skin, for example.
nothing you can see. Usually that stuff
Okay.
shows up a little bit.
Okay. Then fine. I'm just going to try to put a round in his fleshy parts.
Okay.
So, all right. So I've got where'd my character go? There it is. All right. So, unfortunately, I'm Mr. Well-rounded here, so nothing is terribly exciting. So now, if I did it right, you got
His
one.
move is a 2.
No,
So-
what I'm getting at is in terms of when I built the character, the one, everybody, we all got 1 in everything, right?
Yep.
Okay. So for each of the different verbs you had, you added 1, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So then, yeah, I got 1 shoot. So I got 2 then altogether. So, but luckily I happen to have a loud and powerful gun. So,
Okay.
so does the powerful add 1?
And
In this situation?
it doesn't add 1, but it lets you use the adjectives. Let you use push dice.
Oh, okay. Come on, damn it! What the hell? Good. Somebody else answered. All right. Bloody freaking central where I am. All right. I'm going to use the push dice for the powerful to make it. What do I want to do to him? I want to make him bleed. That's what I want to do. Shoot and bleed. That's what I want. So I want to make him bloody and hopefully dead. But that's we'll see with that. I don't know if that's that's kind of a permanent fun. I think I can't really do it.
Those are a little bit harder
Or
to
injured?
put on. They're harder to put on heavies.
Right.
Like, you can do that on henchmen pretty easily, but putting it on a heavy is a harder one because they're treated a little bit more like PCs. In that
Gotcha.
you give them a couple of those things and they sort of will go down, but killing them outright is a little bit harder.
All right,
He's
so I want to
already got
injure
one.
him. Right, so I want to injure him.
Okay.
And since I can't roll because of technical reasons,
Oh, that's right. How much? What's your?
well, I got 2. I have a 2 shoot, and then I have my deadly for the adjective. So I guess it's 3,
So 1 push die.
and then 1 push die for that. Well, and then wait a minute. So the deadly gives me the 1 push die ability. Powerful will give me another one if I wanted to do 2.
So that they would
Okay.
leave you 1 if you want to sticky something on him.
Well, I'm not going to try to sticky at him because again he's a heavy. So I'm going to do I'll keep the 1 for defense.
Okay.
So
Okay, so you got a 3.1 against his move of 2. Even if I spent my push die, he would still only be at a 3. So as you hit him, you've struck him, and he kind of falls back behind a let me get it.
like a booth or whatever.
Yeah. He is also now bloody, which you're not spending things, so that's also fleeting. But the thing is, he needs some time to kind of fix those things. Still sort of a bit frozen. So as that happens, Wellesley sort of like takes a second when that thing hits, and then dives behind something. He is getting rid of his frozen, but he's still got the painful arm. Like you notice he's got the gun in his offhand.
Good.
Okay,
That means he's clumsy.
So towards the back, several people are rushing out, and then like hear the gunshot out there, and they kind of sit and like, ah! And Cayden, as you come out, you see Ernesto's got a lady slicing towards him. He's a bit bloody. He's had it rough.
Awesome. And there was someone else out there too, right?
That's your friend that you have that.
There's another guy like on his hands, and he's like, oh god, and like he's like coffee grounds and everything else all over his face.
Oh yeah, I
Like
forgot about that.
like here's the thing, like he technically wouldn't be like taken out and like he's gone, but like he's blinded into the point where I'm also thinking blinded, painful, coffee grounds in his eyes. Dude's not doing shit.
Yeah.
Not to mention grossed out because kitchen stuff is nasty.
Oh, the stench alone.
Got some good dry heaving going. It's just like,
Oh my god, so good in my mouth.
Got an eggshell in there.
So what do you do?
yeah. So I imagine when I walked into the main room, I kind of hid the gun behind my back so I could put off the ruse that I wasn't the gunman. But now that I'm back outside, I'll just take a shot at her and try to slow her down, because I imagine I noticed that she's also kind of looks a little enhanced.
Okay. So she's definitely moving with like reflex stimulators are on. So she's like she's moving faster. She's like on top of that shit. So you're basically trying to like slow her down.
Yeah, I don't know. I have the hack ability. I don't know how that would work with someone else's like modifications. I don't know if I can like pull out my phone real quick and try to like jam her mods or something. I don't know.
The thing with the reflex stimulators, they are nerve linked. So they're nerve linked, and she basically doesn't have a vector you'd be able to get to.
Okay, that's kind of what I figured.
Yeah, because the thing is, what you would need is basically an outside, either like a linked adjective, or like if she had like a derma adjective, if you touched her, you could do something if you had like a derma thing. So part of the hacking thing means you have to have a way in.
Sure,
and
yeah, that makes
those
sense.
things are pretty internal. Like if you were plugged into her cyber eyes, then yeah. You could do it. You wouldn't really have to at that point.
But I could. Maybe.
Oh my god! Can you imagine that? Like you stick your fingers. You've got plugs in your fingers or whatever. You jam in her eyes, and then go hack.
Yeah, just
Fuck you.
that'd be great. All right, so then I'll just take a shot.
Okay.
And I should have. So we have like kind of 2 push die normally, and then I have the one that you gave me.
We started off with 3, so I would keep track. So I have some have been traded back and forth.
Right, I got the one for being hacked.
Yeah, so you got one from being hacked, and so far this is what's been put on people that are sticky. The painful arm, which was not you. The blinded, which was not you. I think you have 4 push dice.
Okay, that's what I had written down, but I wasn't sure that was
Yes.
Yeah, because there's a total of 9 push dice roaming around.
I have 4 of them. All right, so then being, I guess, so one of my adjectives is savvy.
Mm-hmm.
I would aim for somewhere on her, knowing that might be like sort of a nexus, I guess, like where the mods might meet up with her to kind of hopefully like slow her down that way.
Okay.
So that would be shoot with
shoot her in the neck. That'll do it.
And so you use savvy. You can also use the adjectives. So part of it depends on how many push dice that you want to hit her with, or to use to add to your roll, and how much do you want to use to either sticky or make permanent a hit on her.
Right. So I would like to use 2 to like kind of enhance my roll, and then if I could sticky the disabled or
so
whatever.
Yeah, you're savvy, and then the one's for your gun. So yeah, you'll be able to do that. And so I'd roll those 2. Her move is a 3.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. Her move is 3. Yeah, correct.
All right. So this is shoot with 2 push die.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All right. I could add the 1, but it would only get her to a 4. You got a 5.1.
Nice.
So yeah, did you want to spend some dice to make that a little more permanent?
Yeah. So I'd like her to be slowed for making that sticky.
All right. So you lose 1 push die. I gain it. So yeah, it's like this is actually not a bad thing for you, Ernesto, because as she's coming back, and she kind of gets hit, and you notice like her movements kind of drop back into regular person territory for a second. She's a little bit shocked. Do you do something before she does her thing?
Oh, of course I do.
Lower face off.
Sorry. Now I'm going to attempt once again to shoot her in the face.
Once again.
That was the most cordial way of saying I'm going to blow your face off I've ever heard.
Yeah. I'm trying. Okay. And now, do I get, since it's a new turn, do I get push dice back, or
Yeah, your push dice recharge. So you're down.
my 3?
No, you don't go back up to 3 because when you give a push dice to me, like basically there's 9 push dice total.
That's right.
I now have 2. So essentially, they like the ones you have refresh, so you can reuse them. But you're down to like what, 1 or 2?
I think I have 2. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
you've got those 2.
Okay. And should I, on my character sheet, take away the hurt die?
No, the hurt dice will remain because actually you have a second one now, don't you? Or do you have the bloody, which is fleeting. So you actually have 2 hurt dice right now. The bloody
okay.
the bloody is fleeting, which means when you have like a turn where you can kind of essentially wipe it out of your eye, it'll be good. But
Right.
so right now you're rolling 2 hurt die, one of which
Okay.
you can get rid of pretty easily. The other one, I'd roll again, add 1 more hurt die.
I thought I did. Dang it! I put it on my page.
Well,
It says
there's
one
there
hurt
should
die.
be 2.
I have 2 in my on my little chart here.
I would just
All
roll
right.
one more time. We're only looking at the hurt die.
Okay.
Don't roll a 6. Oh, yep.
See there
No, roll the 4.
now it has 2.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, but you still got the 6. You're good.
you shooter. What adjective do you want to put on her, or do you want to make something sticky, fleeting?
I want to put the adjective let's see. How about
Lame?
how about
Wounded, maybe?
I don't know. I think of something that would be effective, like blinding.
Blinding pain.
You know, something like that, like obscure.
Well, you want to like make it so she can't see very well?
Damage her vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's so much
So
pain.
obscure.
So do you want to make that sticky, or by spending one of your push dice you didn't roll, or did you use both your push dice?
I use both my push dice, so
Okay.
no.
So that will be kind of fleeting, but she's sort of turned.
Yeah.
And as she's sort of rushing up, and you see that she is bloody, she's kind of having a hard time seeing. And Cayden, she is swiping it. She's swiping for you. What is your move?
My move is 2.
All right. So she has 3 hurt dice on there. So as she's a pretty damn good fighter. For her, I'm going to use 1 push dice for the razors. Okay. So the 2s are taken out. If there was a 6, it would be taken out. But she's got a 5.1. So
Right.
your move was 2,
2, and I have 3 push die. So
which you would need 4 because she's got a 5.1 because there's 2
Right.
5s. So yeah, she actually still manages. Like she's like as she's like, and at one point she's Trilla, where the fuck are you? And catches you in the leg. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna give you back a push die. Okay. She is going to pierced leg as a sticky.
all right.
Ow.
Yeah, as
Yeah,
it
holding you.
kind of hits through, and like you feel like the blades go through, and you feel kind of a chunk across the bone as it kind of come out. But she's still having a hard time sort of seeing, and she's almost like listening a little more for sort of where you're at. And back inside, so we have got both of the other 2 have sort of fallen back a little bit.
Since they took cover, and I'm now hearing more shots out behind me.
Yep, there's quite a few more shots out behind you.
All right, I'm going to tactical retreat at this point. So join my buddies, because I figure if nothing else, as they, as some people like to say, what's going to work? Teamwork. So I'm going to go back out there, because the back door, it's a typical back door. So you hit it, it just busts out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to, leave my position from there, head down the thing, kick the door open. Hopefully I see Miss Bladechick sticking him in the leg, and if that's the case, I'm going to put a round in her.
Okay. Yeah, just like
It's the I see as she pulls the blade out of his leg and blood is spurting all over the place. I'm like, you know what? That was my friend. Boom.
So her move is 3, so that's sort of the target number you're going.
No, I
up
take it
against.
back. I'm going to shoot first, and as the bullet is leaving the gun, drop it, bitch. That's why I'm an ex-cop. It wasn't all that good. Anyway, so I'll use the again. So it's deadly, powerful. All right. Because this is a new round, so I've got everything I got. I got them all back. All right, so I'm going to put. I'm going to put one die into the roll, so I got 3 dice altogether, and then I'll use. I'm going to use 2 to. I want to put incapacitated is the adjective I want to put on it. I want to make it sticky.
For incapacitated, you need incapacitated against a heavy requires a little bit. Like you need to
she's heavy. Okay, then I'll just go injured then.
Yeah,
I'm just going to injure her then.
Yeah, she's got 2 already. Like so, actually, I mean, she's in some rough spot.
Yeah, the plan is just kind of like bam, 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 just put her down. That's the idea. So I got 3 dice to roll, and then the 1 for injured to make it sticky. Oh wait a minute, if that's the case. I'm gonna do 2 for the roll. I'm gonna literally screw it. I'm gonna blow my wad on her. So 2 dice for the roll, so I got 4 altogether. Or is it 5?
Okay, so the thing is, remember, if you're gonna put a sticky on her, you want to spend 2 that you don't roll. How many push dice do you have?
1, or I'm gonna have 3 altogether. So
of 3. So if you spend 1, you still have 2 to make something sticky. Which right now she has 1 sticky and 1 fleeting on her.
Okay, so the deadly that gives me the ability to use push dice, correct?
Yeah, basically any adjective from your person or any of your equipment lets you, like, you can basically spend 1 push dice to activate it if it fits, and then those push dice gets added to it.
All right, so I've got the powerful and the deadly, so that would allow me to do 2 push dice for sticky stuff if I wanted to. And then I could use 1 for the roll, or I could use 2 for the roll and 1 of them. So I'll use the 1 from the powerful. I basically want to knock her down.
Knock her ass back.
Yeah, well, I want to hit her. Then the idea is that she's been, shot in the face. She was shot one other place,
In the back.
In the back. So I want the last one to hit and spin her around and drop her on the ground.
Okay.
I want her downed, basically. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
So, and again, I can't, since you're going to have to roll for me. So.
Oh, that's right. What's your shoot?
My shoot is 2.
And you have no hurt dice?
I have no hurt dice.
Okay.
Not yet.
And
I expect it's coming, but they're not here yet.
You said 1 push die?
Yeah, 1 push die.
All right.
So good.
I take it and make it.
All right, 6.
No.
And you're spending a push die to, you said put her down. You wanted to sticky it, or you wanted
Well, just 1 to sticky it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll put 1 to, just 1 to sticky it, so she's basically downed.
Okay. So at this point, it's kind of get down, it hits the ground, sort of trying to breathe, at which point there is a small shed that's sort of back there, so like you're sort of waiting to hear what comes inside. There's a small shed that explodes.
Oh, lovely.
And through the small shed comes one of the largest attack vehicles you think you've ever seen. And then quickly, Penn, rushes out between... She's got the stealth suit on. Rushes out between you. She's like, quick, in here! And then, this hatch opens up. And you notice the hatch that opens up is actually a separate compartment from the rest of the vehicle. It looks like it's a place for you to rush in where the people who are driving are still protected. And she is making a beeline,
an APC, basically.
Straight for it.
So wait, so the chick I just shot runs to it?
Oh, yeah, should I say... No, Penn Ray.
Oh, Penn Ray. Got it. Okay.
Penn Ray's just rushing straight for it so she can get in, and part of it opens up. You can't see a driver's compartment from there. You don't know if this is what she stole, but she's running at it like she's used to it.
All right. Well, I'm going to follow.
Same.
I was going to say, nice find, Ernesto. You got some wheels. Thanks.
Yeah, you sort of rush in, and as you come in, it starts to kind of take down, and the doors just sort of shut, and Penn's just like, oh, that sucked.
You're telling me I'm
Yeah,
wiping blood
we're
out of
sitting there
my eye.
very.
Because see, you thought you threw it. You thought you pushed her in the cooler. You actually pushed her in the freezer.
That's right. You go through a fence, and then she's going, and she's like, she kind of knocks on the window, and says, Evangeline, take us someplace safe. And like the window comes down, and you see what is probably a 15-year-old girl, and she is hooked. Like essentially, all these things are like coming into her back. Like she is hooked into this device, and there are sort of throughout her. There's all of these sockets and ports that have been placed in her body, particularly sort of around the neck. Like there'd almost be like almost a collar or something could go on that could actually hook into a lot of things. Like these are not the kind of cybernetic implants that someone gets and is still sort of hanging around. Partly because open sockets like that, they don't seem like they are closed in the same way that like. I think Ernesto, you got a head jack.
I have head jack, and I have the specs.
Yeah, like the head jacks and such are kind of closed up in such in a way that like they remain fairly clean. There's nothing to worry about. These things sort of have an open sore quality to them.
Okay.
These are not. People were working on probably what it does and not how it affects the wearer.
Right.
Russian technology, basically.
And Evangeline just is like, yeah, I'm taking us, taking us. We can go out into the country. There's some places we can hide. And then it kind of like pops back up. And Penray's just sort of breathing heavy. And she's like, "Are you okay?" And David, you are. I think you're the only. Are you the only one that got kind of? Oh no, you and Luis both.
Yeah.
Got sort of skewered.
Yeah, I'm wiping the blood off my forehead and out of my eyes and trying to patch that up, and
Yeah,
well,
there's a gash in my side.
Pulls out like a little. There's a first aid kit.
I have a med kit as well.
Yeah, and like that's in there. Like this thing, like what you're in seems like a military style vehicle. It's if you're taking VIPs in it, those VIPs don't care if you know that they're going someplace.
Yeah.
But they are sort of protected. So either you have fleeting on those, or either you have sticky.
Yeah, I'm stickied.
Okay. So, and David, do you have any sticky on you?
Hang on one second.
Or are they fleeting?
I
Yeah,
have
the-
slashed ribs.
Okay.
Yeah, slashed ribs, but the other one was fleeting.
Yeah,
So-
the other one's fleeting.
In this case, there's two things. They can see about actually trying to treat you. Now, her treat's probably not going to be particularly great. Do any of you have a decent treat?
I have a two.
No, mine's
And a
not.
med kit.
Oh, she actually has 3. She might be a little better off. Okay, so what she's going to do... So she'll be able to make a roll sort of for each of you while you're going to see if she's able to help. First of all, how many hurt dice, Luis, do you have?
Well, I have.
Or negative adjectives?
Yeah, I have hacked and pierced leg, both of which are
Okay,
sticky.
hacked is not going to make a difference in this case. It's
Let's
just
hope
gonna-
not, anyway.
It's,
Hey, half your blood flow. No, thank you.
she hacked my leg. Okay, so basically, she manages to take. Because there's like a difficulty of 4 with those.
That's 6.
Yep. So it takes
That's
care
good.
of that. And then, how many negative adjectives do you have, David?
1 slashed ribs.
Okay, so the same one. The fleeting you'll be able to take care of.
Yeah, I was wiping that away as soon as we got in the vehicle.
All right, both of you are. Yeah, you're both able. She basically sort of patches you up
Yeah,
and gets you that you can actually remove both of those stickies.
Yep. And then I would like to take a moment to resecure my phone since I noticed before all the shit went down.
Yeah, and you'll be able to remove that from there.
Cool. So should I roll like a hack on that or something?
Yeah, actually, do roll a hack because that was sticky and not fleeting, right?
Yeah, that was sticky.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and make a roll. You'll be going up against the 4 is essentially what their roll was.
Okay.
Or
Well, I have
what
a nice. Yeah. So I have a hack of 3, and the 1 hurt die. I assume being hacked is going to contribute. to the
being
situation.
hacked will make a difference there.
All right, so then I'll use one push die in this situation as well.
All right, yeah, you get rid of it.
Beautiful.
Oh, question. Because I forgot about this earlier. Did anybody ever fail one of your rolls?
I rolled that 6 when you told me not to. I don't know if that counts.
Yeah. So that, do you
Twice,
remember?
I believe.
What was that? Was that a?
That was a hurt dice. Yeah,
No,
no.
but the
What do you call it? Hold on.
It was after you got splashed, wasn't it?
It was a hurt dice.
It was for shoot.
Yeah, for shoot.
Okay. So in this case, let me just double check real quick. So one thing you do is and they don't actually have a thing for you to mark it. If you want to make a note that you have primed your shoot, because one thing you're able to do, 150 or 144. One of the great things that he does that more people should do is essentially the last page or so is an overview of what the chapter was about. Like Dogs in the Vineyard does it too, and it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before someone molds in that adjective, the player can. So I would just make a note it's primed. We'll be able to do something probably with that next time.
So just put a note that says shoot is primed.
Yeah, so which means if you fail the thing, it gets primed, and it's possible then to get some advancement. With that, we'll worry about it a little bit more next time because we're getting kind of close to the end. Tonight.
That kind of you get to learn from your mistakes type of thing.
Yep. So
cool.
when you fail some stuff, well, let me just double check it real quick because we are getting kind of close to the end.
The 1 is a fail or 6 is a fail?
Well, the 6 brought him down because it was a hurt die. So what the 6 did is it eliminated the 6 that he had already rolled.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you got hit with a sticky adjective. Before someone rolls to end that adjective, the player can designate which prime. Oh, yeah. So if you wanted to improve that, if one of the hurt dice from that roll exceeds the verb's rating, the rating increases by 1. So what was your rating on shoot?
It's 1. So
1.
It could be a 2 right now?
Yeah, the hurt dice I rolled equaled it. Or no, there was a 3. So yeah, your shoot goes up to 2.
Sweet.
Yeah, so if one of the hurt dice that was rolled, so basically the damage you had, it increases it by 1. If this happens, erase all prime marks. All the prime marks at that point go away. So your shoot has gone up because you done learned that maybe you should have shot her a little
better,
a little sooner, a little better.
Yeah. You at this point you start taking off from roads and then like across country and like the semi-frozen ground, and you are headed into some places where you've got like a bunch of woods. So you can get kind of the hell out of where other people may sort of see you.
Yeah, so except for drones and satellites and all that stuff.
Which, if they get the resources against you, you're in a bunch of trouble. So Penn just sort of looks over and she's like, "You saw her. That was... I mean, what they did to her was barbaric. I had to do something."
Yes, I think I understand now.
Yeah. I don't blame you. What can we do to help?
This wasn't a spur of the moment plan, but I didn't plan it very well. I mean, I got her out of there, but I don't. We've got the resources of Daedelus. They've noticed that she's gone clearly, and so far she's been the one that has actually managed to survive being plugged into a bunch of different vehicles. So basically, have her mind split several different ways better than anybody else. She's too valuable for them to let go. I don't know what to do. I just wanted to help her, and then we're all going to die, aren't we?
Well,
eventually.
It's a debt that all men must pay.
But not today. Let's. You said you had this vehicle. This is the vehicle you were talking about before, I assume.
It was. So she was doing a test from here. They were also going to be hooking up some drones. I used this opportunity to help her escape. And I knew they fired on us, but you can't even tell. It even scratched the paint job.
Right.
Does this thing have a track on it since it used to be theirs?
I took care of the tracking devices that were a part of it. I managed to have some time alone with it because I was setting up the cybernetic rig that was supposed to hook her into a bunch of different things. And it was enough that it was probably going to kill her, but they needed to know if they could push her that far, and they might have been able to.
You mentioned drones. Does this thing come equipped with drones?
The drones were not inside of it. They could be, but they were not inside of here. The rig that she was supposed to use for that is actually it would kill her.
Okay.
Okay. Important safety tip. Don't plug her into everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, is there a way to remove anything from her without damaging her permanently?
It would need to be replaced with other equipment. What we've got, it goes fairly deep into her system. We can't necessarily remove it. We might be able to plug some of it up, but she's
Can it at least
proprietary
be
tech.
disabled?
She doesn't have to use it. Actually, having it so that it doesn't interface with anything would save her life, and that wouldn't be hard to do. But right now, good Lord, I would need probably about a day and 3 assistants to be able to take care of that for her.
Well, here we are.
Yeah. Well, step one is finding somewhere we can park this vehicle where we won't have to have another fight like that.
Yeah. And then you get to the point where you kind of you go through a river, and there's a point where you're actually you're looking out the window and some of it's submerged. She's just like, shit. And then kind of takes it up onto into sort of a grassy clearing. There's pretty good coverage here, at the very least, sort of a hiding place for a bit. And it's about 9:42 at this point. This sounds like this is kind of not a bad stopping point for this week.
Yeah. Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, no, good. I was just going to say the only thing I was going to think of is that since this is Minnesota, Minnesota has bears. Bears hide in caves. Maybe we can find one big enough to park this truck in.
That could definitely be a possibility.
Yeah.
Does this thing have any weaponry on it?
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Does the vehicle have any weaponry?
The vehicle itself. Let me double check. There's no weaponry on it, but it's heavily armored.
Okay. Well, that's better than nothing.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Cool.
So next Friday.
Yeah. So next Friday, we can do the same time. We won't have to worry about all the technical stuff at the beginning, getting stuff going.
Right.
Kind of head straight through. So this particular one was going to be a 3-shot. And I said the fun thing was I didn't know what was going to happen until I started putting the little thing, the map together.
Nice.
Which is one of the things I like about Technoir. But yeah, it sounds like we kind of got a handle on how the push die economy works. What will help though, and I might keep more track of this. Let me actually do this for next time. I've got 2 push dice. I can do this. How many push dice do each of you have?
I think we should all have. Well, now that everybody's healed, everybody should have 3, right?
No, because the push dice don't come back. I've got 2 of them. You don't get those back until someone inflicts a sticky or a permanent on you.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2.
Okay.
I have 4.
At least that's 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So
That's 3. Nothing's changed.
Then we have too many push because there's only because I've got 2.
Yeah.
And there's a total of 9 push dice across the whole thing. So let's put it this way: we had the downed was sticky, so that took 1.
Okay.
So Marcus, you would have been down 1. No, that was Marcus. That was Luis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I had I had 3 until that combat because I hadn't applied anything to anybody.
Yeah.
And then I got hacked, which gave me 4.
But that was before. But because I'm also these are the sticky.
Oh no,
ones.
I have 2 because I forgot. I inflicted the
sticky on
sticky on Wellesley.
Yeah, because I've got Wellesley's got the painful arm that's sticky. Veda, who was with the cyber blades, she has slowed and downed, which are both sticky. So there's 2 there that were given. Some came back to y'all, and then Sibo was blinded, which was also sticky. So one was
then
spent there.
Then I should only have 1 at that point because I did sticky on Wellesley, and then I did the sticky on her on Veda.
You did the down on there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's actually 1 more floating around.
Because
but both David and Luis got a sticky on them, so they would have gotten 1 back from there.
I had 2 sticky on me at one point.
Yeah, you had hacked and wounded.
So my guess is, or what we could do, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we just want to call it 3 for Luis, 2 for Marcus, 2 for David, or?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sounds great.
So what I'll do is I've got that little text thing on there that I'm just going to keep track as people use them.
Cool.
I've got the total, because the discharge stuff is easy to keep track of. I really wish the character sheets worked so they still had, you can just click them and they will show.
Yeah, because I imagine when you're doing this in person, you just have physical dice and you pass.
Yeah,
them
you can just hand them back and forth, because like you need 3 different colored dice, kind of like for like Don't Rest Your Head, and you just sort of pass them back and forth. You know that these are the only push dice that are in the game.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
Pretty well.
Cool. All right.
Cool.
Well, same bad time, same bad channel.
Sounds good. I had a good
Thanks,
time,
guys.
y'all.
Have a good day.
Yeah.
And I'll catch
Thank you.
later.
Good night.
Night.
So, yeah.